convention in Green Bay, and I am the head of media, so I had to bring a bunch of equipment.
You brought your microphone to Green Bay.
I did, and then it turns out I didn't need it because we borrowed some stuff from other people.
It's literally the riskiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, luckily it's. I mean, I want a new microphone anyway, so that would just justify me spending the money to get a new one.
They'll just get a new one. Just sell a Gundam.
I probably pretty good. I like.
I was waiting for the rudest time to cut you.
No,
off.
I figured I was like, yeah, he'll do the Psy thing at any moment, but you'll be because you have a lot of those SH figures, don't you, from like Dragon Ball and all that. Finally picked up my first one not too a little bit ago.
Was it Ranma?
No, I picked up the Super Saiyan Gohan, the one that surpassed Goku.
Yeah. Teen Gohan?
Yeah, Teen Gohan.
I have that somewhere. I got a lot. I've got my favorite one right now is Cooler. Look how shiny. It's hard to see.
I saw that one.
Metal Cooler.
Metal Cooler is a good one. I think that's Andrew. Cooler. There's a few people that did Cooler, didn't it?
What?
Cooler has been like. I was just looking it up. Every like version of Cooler has a different voice actor, almost.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
But
oh no, it was King Cold. That's what I was thinking of. I almost bought they did like a King Cold one not too long ago.
Yeah, I should have got that. I regret not getting it.
Yeah, I almost did just because I could have had it autographed, but it was like already over $100 for it.
By Akira Toriyama?
No, just a voice actor for King Cole.
Oh, who cares? I don't see why any of this matters. We're not talking about Dragon Ball Z. We're talking about Batman Beyond tonight.
We are, but I knew you'd appreciate it, so I brought it up. But yeah, Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. So Batman Beyond. What was it? 1999. Kids WB classic. Batman Beyond is the follow-up to Batman the animated series, and we finally answer the question: can Batman go beyond?
It's true. The answer is yes.
Yeah, he sure does. So take us through it. What's the entire plot? Tell us every episode scene by scene.
All right, so we start off with the intro in episode 1. I don't know if I could probably describe the majority of the show. Yeah, the premise of Batman Beyond, I can't remember the year, but it's
the future.
Yeah, if Gotham is Batman at like 30, then fast forward like another 35 years, and it's Neo Gotham.
Are we talking about that? Or are we talking about the first episode? It's not quite Neo Gotham yet.
No, yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it's regular Gotham. We fast forward to the future of 2019, and Batman is in his 50s, and he has the techno suit.
Yeah, and he gets.
What does he do?
He gets
probably something cool, right?
Yeah, he's fighting. It was it Jokers?
It was Jokers.
Yeah, and he's winning for a little bit, and then he has like a heart attack. If I remember right. Well, I mean, arguably probably a heart attack. I don't think they obviously say it, but you can assume it's a heart attack.
So wild cardiac event.
Yeah, and then he gets just destroyed by the Jokers because he can't fight back, and then realizes that he's now officially too old to be Batman anymore. So he retires. He hangs up the cape.
Skipping the most important part.
Which part?
Where he holds up the gun.
Oh yeah. There is that. Yeah,
the gun, and that's what breaks him.
Yeah,
Like
because
I
he
would
almost
never use a gun.
yeah, because he almost fires, and then he realizes, yeah, oh, okay, it's time. It's I've reached the end of the rope here. So he retires, and then what is it? Like another 10 or 15 years or something?
20 years later.
20. Yeesh. And so yeah, and then now it's Neo Gotham.
Now, which is weird. Is it why would you change the name of a city?
I Yeah, it's like what Batman retires, and you're like, well, we can't be Gotham anymore. We don't have Batman, so we're not Gotham
Like
anymore.
we need to sound futuristic. Let's
Yeah.
slap on the name of our city.
Yeah, not a whole lot has changed in the city at this point, but we'll slap Neo in front of it, and it'll be super cool and edgy, and everyone will think we're super sweet and want to live here. And of course, crime is going ramp. Crime's pretty crazy now. And then we meet our new hero from Boy Meets World.
Will Friedle.
Yeah, which is growing up was like I think I was like in my 20s before I was before I like Googled that was a connection, because you don't watch Boy Meets World and see that, and then watch Batman Beyond and go, yeah, that's the same guy.
I always knew, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know.
I respect people. I'm like you.
I never bothered to look up stuff up back in the because back then you couldn't really look up stuff back then. But yeah, we meet Terry McGinnis, who is just a regular high school kid at the time.
Kind of. I mean, he's a
And
punk.
well,
He's a real punk.
he's definitely a punk. And he picks a fight with some jokers,
Mhm.
and then he's kind of running for his life and ends up in front of Wayne Manor.
Which is odd to me because you think that's pretty out of the way.
It is. And it's also like you would think, like, because at that point he was just chilling. He was just like sending, like, didn't care about the border or anything like that. But he's still Batman. So you'd think like he would have had, like, you think he'd be in some sort of like secured, like, even if he didn't have security, you'd think like the city would have like automated people to be like, here's our richest people. You should be patrolling this area like all the time because these are our richest people. But there's just nothing. There's nobody around. He's about to like essentially get destroyed when old Bruce Wayne and his dog show up, and they scare off the Jokers for now.
The dog's name is Ace, if anyone's
Yes.
wondering.
Yeah. And then I think what is it? Because Terry, because he randomly, because what is it? He hits the clock or something. I think
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how he stumbles into the Batcave.
He's playing with the clock and he sets it to the right time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then it opens and he goes down, realizes, holy shit, this dude's Batman. He gets caught, he gets kicked out, but then of course he's a punk, so he's gonna come back because he's got to steal that bat suit, because he's gonna go teach those Jokers a lesson now that he's Batman. And then he picks a fight and he's winning, obviously. And then Bruce Wayne turns off the suit, and he's about to essentially get killed. And
he doesn't just like turn off the suit. He makes it where he like locks him. He can't move.
He like what is it like? What's it called? Like low jack? Is that what it's called when you like
Yeah.
like he essentially low jacks the suit, and he's like, and then Terry essentially begs like, hey, I don't want to die. Please turn the suit back on. And he does, and then he starts being Batman. And we get a lot of new villains. We get Blight. What is it? What's the Ink Girl's name?
Ink.
Yeah, I think it's just Ink. Screech, I
with
think.
a Q.
Yeah, with a Q. Screech, and his brother at one point becomes kind of like Robin in a way. I mean, he does kind of become Robin, but not for very long. And then I still think Batman Beyond probably has. I mean, a lot of the Batman or sidekicks have pretty dark backstories. I mean, obviously, like Jason Todd gets killed, and they've all got different things, but I think Terry definitely has the most what the f revelation uh in of the kids, because at least like theirs are like, hey, they're orphan kids, messed up stuff happens to them down the road, but Terry's though, as a kid, it took me a while to like, I think it took me to like my second watch through where I was like, wait a minute, that's really messed up. You wanna spoil the what's the big secret with Terry?
First off, I want to point out that that doesn't even happen in Batman Beyond.
No, but it is
It
like
happens
yeah,
5 years later in Justice League Unlimited,
yeah, but
which
it
this is a
still
really
counts.
probably this is one of my favorite episodes of Justice League Unlimited, even though I hate this twist so much.
It doesn't make
So,
any sense.
well, it's the future.
It is the yeah,
So here's what's going on. Terry had a dad.
technically.
Okay. His dad was killed after they got in a fight, obviously. You know,
Well,
he ran out, his dad was killed, blah, blah, blah. But his dad wasn't killed because that wasn't his dad. Amanda Waller rewrote Terry's father's DNA into Bruce Wayne. So he is Bruce Wayne's biological son.
yep. It's just I know it doesn't come up in Beyond. I forgot it, but it was like when they made that canon, they're like, yeah, like no, this is like what happens. Like it was like Jesus, like all right,
I like that episode though, because there's this
it is a
whole
good episode.
they reveal that right away, and he's so mad at the beginning, and then Amanda Waller explains why she did it was because there was a little girl in the Royal Flush Gang, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she had this crazy power that like anything she imagined would just happen. And she it was giving her a brain tumor, right?
Yeah,
So Amanda Waller gave Batman a device to go and kill her. And instead, he just went and sat with her and he explained to her what was going to happen. And she said, I'm scared. And he just held her hand.
it was.
And
It's a great episode. It's a fantastic episode.
it's just the Batman I imagine. It's the
It's
Batman I
yeah,
love.
it's a really good one. It's a great thing, but Batman Beyond, yeah, I mean it's the classic. He becomes Batman. He's struggling with it. He's fighting his villains. Can't tell anyone. His on and off again girlfriend. Lots of
Dana.
drama. Yeah, Dana. Um, I did like the what's the episode in season one where the the kid being bullied gets like electroshocked, where he can like control
The robot.
the robot thing,
Yeah.
like construction worker kind of thing. And just goes on like a nerd rampage. I was like, good on you, man. I mean, you get powers, and your first thought is,
I'm gonna kill the jock.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
It's yeah, it's a good show, and it's interesting that Batman Beyond was just so universally loved from the beginning. You would like everybody went into it wanting to hate it because it was like, oh, it's a kid version of
Yeah,
Batman. No one's
it's
gonna like that.
different. Yeah, it's different. It's not our Batman.
It just works so well though, and it was
They did it
part of the
great.
Timverse.
Yeah,
Paul Dini and Bruce Timm made it, and it's an enduring legacy.
yeah. I wish it had lasted more than three. Yeah, 3 seasons. I wish it had made it a few more. Another season or two would have been great. But those are the days when Cartoon Network was pretty notorious for canceling any show that made it past 3 seasons just because they wanted to.
Ooh, that doesn't really matter. This wasn't on Cartoon Network.
What was it on again? Was it
WB.
WB? Oh, that's right.
WB was notorious for having no money. So
Yeah,
they didn't get a lot of shows out. 52
yeah,
episodes is a pretty good run for a WB show.
yeah. Especially for a show that was, because it was what? Okay, so it was Batman the animated series, then Batman. what was the one right after that with
The
the
New
Robin?
Adventures of Batman,
Yes, yeah. And
which was
then
just the same thing. It was still
it
Batman the
was
animated series.
yeah, it was literally the same thing except they just changed up their just the look slightly.
That's really, I mean, it was the same art style. They just
It
changed
was, yeah.
fucking
It
Gordon's hair.
it,
That's it.
it probably because just I mean now knowing what stuff now, it's probably just because of toys. Like they probably were just like, hey, we need to if we change the show title, but everything else stays the same, but we put Nightwing on the cover or whatever, and Robin there, we can just re-release all the toys we released just with a slightly different art style. Because like those ones are like I'm collecting all the villains from Batman the animated series, and like they're it's much easier to get your hands on that second show. Like they're still harder to find, but it's much easier. And then Batman Beyond, to your point of Batman Beyond being beloved, out of all the Batman shows like that I've like looked for stuff or like been looking, Batman Beyond are by far, and from talking to like owners of shops, are the hardest to find and the hardest to keep in stock.
Mhm.
Like the ones that I have are like I'm grateful to even have like the 5 things from Batman Beyond that I have, including the ship. I have the ship. I found a used box because knew it was like they were going to charge me like $300 for like a factory sealed box or whatever. But I went to a different shop and they were like, yeah, it's already like pre-owned and the boxes in the back of the box is in terrible shape, but like everything's here. Like the whole ship is intact and it has all the discs and all that. We just sealed it up again. $60 sold.
That's pretty
Uh,
good for a ship. Can you ride in it?
I think so. It might break, but I'll take the risk. But to your point, like Batman Beyond also like even from like a toy market was vastly more popular than, which is a shame that like they've never tried to like do new stuff with like because all the Batman animated stuff like they're re-releasing a bunch of figures for that, but Batman Beyond hasn't gotten anything new for it, and the movie got canceled because freaking James Gunn took over and canceled everything they had in the works.
McFarlane Toys is still releasing Batman Beyond stuff, right?
Yeah, but I don't like what I mean though. Like I mean like with the old like because
That
you can
retro
go to
style.
because you can go to like Target now and buy like Batman the animated series like retro style figures, and they just
Yeah.
released the Joker mobile and stuff like that. But yeah, McFarlane is, and I have one of them, but it's just like their classic like McFarlane Batman Beyond figures. There is like a bunch of them. There's like 5 or 6 different versions of it, including the female Batman Beyond.
Yeah. I've got that.
I
I also got
just
the
have
Pink Batman Beyond.
I I don't have that one. I literally
It's
just have
stupid, man. I don't know.
I just
I
have
got it
the
for
first one they did.
$13, so I can't
Yeah, it's
complain.
when
But
they're
it's just Batman Beyond with a blue logo.
it literally is. The only thing the things I have like besides the old retro stuff, like I have the original, I have the first one McFarlane did. I have that one. And then I have the yeah, I don't think you can see it back there, but I have the blue Batman Beyond Batarang that they released because there was the red one and the blue one. The red one's like impossible to find, and if you do, it's way overpriced. But Walmart had the blue one, so I bought that.
So are you gonna become Batman?
I mean, if possible, yeah.
My brother
Maybe
used to have a Batman Beyond suit. I don't know if it's still
intact.
anywhere.
That's another question too. What would you rather be, Batman or Batman Beyond?
Probably Batman Beyond because his suit has powers.
It does have lots of powers,
It's
and
funny.
he can actually like actively fly because he's got like he's got like boosters in the feet, so he can actually kind of fly a little bit versus like just glide everywhere.
Oh, he can fly, yeah. And also, like, I was thinking in that first episode, Bruce had a heart attack because of the roids. I think we could
Yeah.
all agree on that.
No, yeah, you're not 50 years old still being Batman and not juiced up to an extent. Or I mean, at the very least, probably was like a version of Bane serum, just without the massive side effect.
I think he's been roiding since the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you don't discover the Bane. I think it was Bane serum because you don't find the Bane
Venom?
serum and your Venom serum and be like, oh, I could you're Batman. Like, oh, I could tweak this to make it work for me and not do it.
He's the world's greatest scientist, and he's some kind of
Yeah.
chemist dude as well. He'd figure it out.
Yeah, you'd be
I
able
mean,
to
he
figure
probably
out
get
that without
side
side
effects, but
effects. Well, yeah, with different side effects, but not the extreme ones that would come from like taking it.
his testicles are probably like that big.
Well, that's why he had to have Amanda Waller do
That's true.
the.
That's true.
I gotta have kids some way.
'Cause I do want
Uh,
to. Speaking of his kid, the one that doesn't exist in this continuity, I do think the weirdest episode, the weirdest plot line in this. There's a lot of weird stuff, like the dead guy in the chemical wall is weird, but the
yeah.
episode where Talia comes back.
Oh yeah.
Convinces him to get in the Lazarus pit, and it turns out Talia is Ra's al Ghul in Talia's body. And I'm pretty sure they sleep together anyway.
At least, yeah. You gotta love it's Batman.
And then they just like Talia's voice just switches. There's some weird stuff in this.
Yeah,
We had
there was not a lot of there's enough continuity to like somewhat loosely connect dots, and then every few episodes they just go off on a random like hey, here's this thing. Like what was it, 2 episodes where they there's that other superhero team that pops up.
the Justice League.
No, in Batman Beyond, those guys that were like being experimented on, they didn't know it, or they were like dying, or the clones or something. It was in season 1. There was like another superhero group that pops up because they get like caught in an experiment, and they can like, and they realize they have powers, and they don't realize they're being taken advantage of by like the corporation, who just like he wanted like a compliment to Batman Beyond, or to Batman.
I don't remember what you're talking about at all.
I'd have to look it up. I'll keep talking. I'll find it.
I mean, obviously, if we're talking about Batman Beyond, we need to talk about Static Shock.
Yeah, I mean, I love Static Shock to begin with, so watching that like was really cool to see. Like, season episode 6, season 1, Heroes, new team of superheroes called the Terrific Trio.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like just like it's just on talking with random things that just like all of a sudden just they're just like, bruh, here's these 3 people, evil corporation. All right, we're never touching base on this again. Like we're done with this.
Yeah,
Blight was good though. They did Blight good though. Like for an older show, like villain, like long term being in the show for a while, they did Blight pretty good. Where he's the former head of the board for Bruce Wayne's company, and slowly starts turning into Blight, and he pops up.
I think Blight is probably our longest lasting character because we got that meme.
Yeah.
You killed my father. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's definitely got to be, because he pops up for a while.
Yeah, I think Blight's our overarching main villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, from Amanda Waller.
Yeah, I think she's kind of the villain of anything. If she's mentioned at all, she's probably a villain to an extent.
Who is the girl with the sword?
And not Talia?
Not Talia. She is trying to kill Barbara Gordon.
The assassin.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Curie.
I know. Yeah.
I thought it was a cooler name. I like that plot though. The sword is like sharpened to an atom, so it can cut through anything.
They definitely like, for like putting it in the future, they definitely did a good job of like trying to introduce new technology, but keeping it like, and making it all futuristic, but not making it like the stuff that was readily available was like reasonable. It wasn't like everyone was walking around like taking transporters everywhere or something. Like, the crazy supervillains had their tech and all that stuff, but like the average Joe just down the street, their advanced tech was at least reasonable.
The biggest problem with the show's tech is right behind us. If you look at your screen right now, do you see what Terry's holding?
He's holding a CD.
He's holding a CD.
He is.
We all know that that's not happening, especially considering Sony just dropped DVD or Blu-ray production.
No, 100%.
Like, there's no physical media in the future. Just get over it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, wasn't it something too where he was like uploading a virus or something into a system, and he just like gets a CD and pops the machine just happens to have a CD drive like on the side. He just like slides it in. Like okay, we're like
1999. People thought CDs were the future.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone is going to have CDs forever.
Yeah,
and we're going to save the world with them.
Yeah, I'm sure the concept of a Blu-ray disc or any sort of like technology like that just wasn't a thing that they were even thought about to like put into the show. So yeah, it's a good point. It is interesting that probably at the time they were like, "Oh, we'll put CDs in it. That'll make everyone flip out and definitely be a futuristic thing."
Yeah.
And then his brother figures it out, becomes Batman, or becomes Robin.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. He becomes Robin for like a few episodes. Royal Flush Gang comes back. That's a big one.
Though they're new. It's a new gang.
Well, yeah, but like a reoccurring villain.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of the new villains in season 1. You know, Blight, Ink, Shriek. Well, Shriek's not new, but kind of Bane-ish. Not Bane, but like the Venom drug gets reintroduced. And that's when you find out like wasn't Bane faking his, or was it real? I can't remember. Because like Bane's brain dead when Batman tells Terry to like, hey, check in on this guy. Like he might still be pumping
real.
the juice. It was okay. I couldn't remember if it was like real and or fake. But also, I guess it did run long because it's every show back then. Batman the Animated Series was 3 years. Batman Adventures was 2 years. And then Batman Beyond was 3.
It was a decent Batman run, to be honest.
Yeah, because Batman Beyond started in what, 99?
Yeah.
So yeah, they were all back, well, almost back to back, because 92 to 95, 97 to 99, and 99 to like 2002-ish.
Well, that was the whole point, just to keep things running.
Well, right, and then you get into the Batman, and then Batman Brave and the Bold, and I think there was like continuous Batman shows until like 2014 or something.
They were worried people were going to forget about Batman.
I mean, also was the only, because I mean they tried doing Superman shows and like they were decent, but they never were able to like redo a new Superman animated series back then. Like after the first one ran its course, that was it. It's like all there really was in terms of like Justice League, you had, other than the Justice League shows, the only solo person I think was Batman.
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited ended in what, 2006, and then
yeah, because it was Justice League first, right? Then Justice League Unlimited.
Then it became Justice League Unlimited. They just changed the name.
Yeah, and
then there wasn't really
heroes.
anything good until Young Justice.
Yeah, and then canceled, then brought back. Young Justice was great though when it came out.
It really was, man. It was one of my favorite shows.
It's very good. The new stuff was pretty good too, but it's just, it's hard to recapture that magic of when the show first debuted.
Especially when you have that long of a gap in the middle.
Yeah, like what, 15 years? Something like
that. So Batman Beyond, does anything stand out to you? Any standout episodes you really loved, or?
I mean, I like the stuff with like when like him and Static are doing their thing. I like the stuff with even though I don't know if there's a specific episode, but I like the new Royal Flush Gang, like how they introduced them like back into the series.
And he's got a love interest in the Royal Flush Gang,
and another loved one. Yeah. And then I really like the bully episode with that nerd.
He
It was
comes
just a,
back and
yeah,
he's bulked.
yeah.
I
It was a good one.
like
I like that one.
I like the Justice League episodes.
Those ones are good.
You get to see the new version of the Justice League, which is always fun.
Yeah. And Nightwing shows up again.
Yeah.
It's always
So
fun.
what about the movie? Did you watch the movie?
I
Return
did.
of the Joker.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It was good. It was one
It
of the
was.
best things they did. There's two cuts of the movie. One that they was only on DVD and one that was on Cartoon Network. It was they cut out the scene where Tim Drake kills the Joker.
Yeah.
It's a tough, but I mean, oh man, that's tough. The whole story of it is they're just telling most of the story in flashbacks about how Joker kidnapped Tim Drake and held him captive for months and
Yeah.
tried to brainwash him.
Yeah. It was a good movie for back what it was. And then I never read the old, if there was old comics, but I read a lot of the new comic run they did like
I hate
5
the
or
new
6 years
comic
ago.
run. And here's specifically why.
Are you talking about the one now or the one from like 6 years ago?
The one from 6 years ago.
Okay. I think there was a
Here's
newer
why.
one too.
Here's why I hate it. Batman should never be in a romantic relationship with Barbara Gordon.
True.
Horrible. Why ever do that? It's like
Yeah. No, I
grooming and all kinds of
yeah,
other horrible things.
I do agree with you on that one.
I don't even like I don't like the representation of Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon in a relationship because I know they're not related, but it just feels like they're related.
Yeah, I think it's just because of like how much they've always been like around, and then you get like all like the behind the red hood stuff later. It's like it's hard to separate that. Even if one happened before the other, it's still hard to like separate that to be like, oh, this happened before, so it works better. Like no, it's weird.
No members of the Batman orphan family should be together.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's weird when they try doing weird stuff with the Bat family. Like, what's the movie when the one with George Clooney is Batman? Why am I blanking on the name?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, where like Batgirl shows up and they keep trying to like tease her and Robin like are gonna like become a thing, and it's like no, let's not. They're literally just orphan kids of of Bruce Wayne. Let's not. They don't need to hook up with each other.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I prefer the Schumacher Batman movies to the Burton ones.
Who's that as Batman?
They're the ones with Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Burton tried too hard to just be dark. Like I get it, buddy. You're a wacky dark guy. Cool.
Yeah. And then we were supposed to have a Batman Beyond movie.
I
Because
don't see. I don't ever believe that. I've been hearing that for
James Gunn confirmed it that like when he came into DC, like it was like a greenlit project, but two things majorly got in the way because they were banking on the Flash movie being successful to justify like with the Flashpoint, like to bring in that kind of side of Batman. And then when Ezra Miller kind of went him and the Flash movie kind of tanked, one because it wasn't good and two because people were refusing to see it because of him. It didn't help. And then when James Gunn came in with that other guy whose name I will never remember, he pretty much said, he was like, yeah, it was a greenlit project, but so was a lot of other stuff. And I came in and canceled every greenlit project and we'll reevaluate stuff that was greenlit down the line.
But here's the thing: what does greenlit mean?
There was like, I think they had like started writing like a script and like finalizing like a director.
Yeah,
Like a script had been started. Like they started like script writing for it, and they were like, okay, yeah, like we'll do this and that. It's like it was farther along than a lot of stuff.
Until
But
I see some shooting, I don't believe it was anywhere near
yeah,
happening.
like what, the Batgirl movie that was shot, fully done, about to be released, and DC was like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it. I always liked. You've probably never played a video game, have you?
No.
Okay. There were these video games with Batman, the Arkham series, and you could always get the Batman Beyond costume. So I always did that.
I've heard those are good video games.
Yeah, you don't like video games though. So what do you think, man? Any standout episodes? Anything you hated? Any wrap up thoughts?
I mean, overall, I loved it growing up. Like loved it growing up. Watched it a couple times. Watched the first season with Cameron. So far, so we'll see if I can get him to watch the rest. But he really liked it. It's kind of the first main Batman thing he saw, but I think it still holds up. Obviously, it's quirky and kooky and stuff, but I think it holds up to this day, and it's still a fantastic show, and I'll always love watching it.
I agree. Would you? How would you rate it?
I know we said like it's not like an anime, so like I'm giving it an S plus, but it's not obviously not like it's not one of my top 5 animes, but in terms of like a show, it's S plus.
Yeah, I will give it an S because it's no Digimon, but it's very good.
Yeah, it is no Digimon. Which I met the voice actor for Patamon.
Which Patamon?
OG Patamon.
Ooh, that's the good one. When will they be on the show?
Ironically enough, I do have to email her because she was like, yeah, because she's obviously older. And she was like, yeah, I have no like any presence at all. Like people want to book, like have me on interviews and stuff and all this. And I have no way of doing it because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. And I don't really have anyone to help me. So she told me to email her and she might hire me to set her up for that stuff. So
do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So I might be able to make it happen.
All right. I think she'd do great on anime trivia. You got a wheel for us?
I do. Share screen. Anime wheel. I don't have anything to add. I slowed down on all my binge watching anime lately, so I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen because I promised a friend that I would. But I've only made it 1 episode in so far.
Look at my eyes. No, just watch the movie. Don't worry. The movie was the only thing I liked, and that's because the movie was pretty much the same as the show.
Yeah, I forgot about
that.
An
hour and a half.
Yeah, I forgot that I'm supposed to watch that movie before.
Anything you're hoping it lands on?
Something I've never seen would be awesome. Never mind.
Oh, God.
We all kept watching. I'll re-roll, so no one has to know.
Okay.
I'll leave it on here, but I'll re-roll.
Just forget anything happened.
Yeah, Sai's not gonna listen to this. We gotta get something fairly new. Shit.
Bubblegum Crisis.
Why did we put the full 24?
Did we watch that already?
Did we not finish? Why would we have put the full 24 on?
Wait.
That confuses me. Or did we watch that?
We already watched Bubblegum Crisis. God damn it, this wheel sucks, bro.
Oh, I think I remember what happened. I don't think we made it very far, so we told ourselves we would like rewatch it or something, but watch like the full thing or something. It was during the we wanted to torture ourselves days. With constant crap.
Euro camp.
You're okay. I mean, that's new. I know I've never seen that.
Laid back camp. That sounds lovely.
Let me see. Also known in Japan as Eurocamp is a Japanese manga. Okay, blah blah blah. The series chronicles the adventures of Rin Shinma and somebody else and their friends as they travel to various campsites across the country.
This is an anime. This is live action.
Why does Crunchyroll pop something up?
Oh.
Yeah, it's an anime. It's just called Laid Back Camp is the other name for it. Oh, wait, is it live action? Why does it look like an anime on the picture?
And why are the episodes 5 minutes?
Okay, this is clearly an Ash thing. Why is it showing me an anime, but then it looks like live action?
Maybe we should just keep asking each other that question, even though neither of us obviously know the answer.
Yeah, I don't know if this is an anime or not. Yeah, released in 2023. Yeah, there's a manga. Okay, yeah, okay. An animated television series adaptation aired from January 4th to March. Okay, so there was an anime, but it's called Laid Back Camp. I'm gonna confirm.
Okay,
that it is an anime.
Okay, I see. It looks like there's several seasons of it too.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a weird live action thing that was done.
Okay, we're not doing the live action.
No. Which is why Crunchyroll like gets confusing, because if you go to Crunchyroll, it's like the live action thing.
Okay.
But there is an anime. So there is an anime.
So we've decided we are watching the first 12 episodes of Laid Back Camp.
Correct. Yeah, because is
great.
It 12?
Yeah. We're all gonna relax. We're gonna love it.
Yeah. Laid Back Camp. So camping anime. So that's I can safely say I don't think I ever would have watched this if the wheel didn't land on it.
All right, man.
That'll be
you want to end the podcast and let everyone know it's over?
Yeah. So you guys did the right thing. You waited. Your parents are almost home though, so you got to pop that Blu-ray back in to the old Blu-ray container, and make sure you rewatch it because Batman Beyond's awesome. But a rare S on the show, a confirmed consensus S. And then come back in 2 weeks so you can watch us talk about Laid Back Camp Season 1, which is an anime about people going camping. So we'll see how that's interesting.
Well, you wouldn't think a show about a guy playing a video game would be interesting, but then Shangri-La Frontier came along.
That is true, and that was awesome.
That was awesome. And this should be just as good. And we'll say everyone in 2 weeks and let them know.